Welcome to Networking and Marketing Made Simple. My name is Scott Aaron, and each week we're going to take a behind the scenes look at all things LinkedIn marketing, LinkedIn networking, and how to get what you have in front of more people. So, thank you for joining me, and let's dive on in. So, we have some updates to go over as of December 2024 in regards to LinkedIn. These updates have to do with a feature that is actually no longer going to be available, how LinkedIn is prioritizing certain forms of short form video content and not others, but also LinkedIn is now really clamping down on devaluing and not showing content that has certain components involved with it. So I'm going to be going over those three things today. Before we dive in, I've talked about this before. It's really important to understand what you need the most help with in regards to your LinkedIn strategy. So is that your LinkedIn marketing, your LinkedIn sales, your LinkedIn lead gen, your LinkedIn as a whole with your messaging and your content? So I've created something called the LinkedIn Scorecard Assessment, where it takes about 2 minutes to take it, and it will give you the necessary output to see what you actually need to spend some time working on to improve. So if you're watching on social, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, just type the word scorecard, SCORECARD, in the comments, and I'll send you the link. If you're listening to this on the podcast, all you have to do is go to the description of the episode, click the link, and you can take the 2-minute LinkedIn Scorecard Assessment. So, what are these updates and what do they mean? Well, the first I'm going to cover is a feature that is going away. And LinkedIn audio rooms are going to be discontinued. Now, will they be back? Who knows? But if we reflect upon any past history in LinkedIn removing certain features, the LinkedIn video profile, LinkedIn story, amongst others, they have removed them and have never brought them back. Now, for those that don't know, LinkedIn audio rooms, it's a way to go live on LinkedIn on the desktop. People can join also on the mobile app. And this was to directly compete with Clubhouse when it first came out back in 2020. And again, this was a way to have panelists, to have group discussion. People enjoyed LinkedIn live video, but there's only chat engagement. They wanted actually audio engagement. And that's when obviously the advent of LinkedIn audio rooms came about. Now, I've done a few audio rooms, and full transparency, honesty, I was not a huge fan. It's just not my jam. I do love talking to people. Like, it would be great to have an audio and video component on LinkedIn, especially when you're using a streaming source. But I'm happy to have anyone engaging, whether it's written or not. That's why I like doing LinkedIn Lives or LinkedIn Live events, which I've talked about. But the LinkedIn audio event for me was just a little bit disjointed. Yes, I know it's an audio format, but I did see a lot of people doing it in the beginning. And just like with a lot of other things, I started to see it tail off. Will it be back? Maybe, maybe not. Is there going to be a different iteration of it? Maybe, maybe not. Who's to say? I know LinkedIn still loves video content and really wants to kind of push that, whether it's done in short form video, long form like LinkedIn Lives, or even medium form, 2 to 4 minute educational videos. So you can see they're really kind of diving into that. less on audio, more on video. So again, not sure how long it's going to be gone or if this feature is gone forever, but LinkedIn audio rooms are going away. Now, the second big update is LinkedIn has announced that they are going to start suppressing, meaning showing less people, your content if you are openly selling and pitching in the content or are forcing engagement with calls to action. Now, I want to kind of address all of this. First and foremost, I've always talked about and taught anyone that I've worked with in whatever capacity, whether it's one-to-one, my group coaching, or even my virtual courses. I've always talked about when you are producing content on LinkedIn, you have to do it from the perspective of educating and informing. You never sell and pitch. That is just going to push people away. And I'm glad that LinkedIn is going to start suppressing those posts that are openly selling and pitching and pitch slapping and spamming people. So that I'm okay with. Now, where for me it's a little disjointed is the forced engagement aspect. And what this means is there are specific calls to action that you should include in your content. This is something I've been doing for the last 12, almost 13 years. It's a lot of the big brands and personal brands on LinkedIn do this in, the Gary V's of the world and such. Part of creating organic engagement is having a specific call to action. Now, there's two sides to this. From what I'm reading and what I've listened to and read and heard is that LinkedIn is going to suppress calls to action that tell people to do specific things, meaning like, share, comment, or like this post, or like it or celebrate it, like that type of stuff. LinkedIn, for some reason, doesn't want people doing specific calls to action in that scope. What they do want to do is they still want people to have calls to action, but those calls to action that create specific engagement. So the calls to action that I typically do, I never tell people to like and share, but what I do encourage people to do is share their opinions. So I will finish with a call to action such as, what was your biggest takeaway from this training? What was the biggest thing that stuck out to you? What advice or additional advice do you have from reading this post? Comment that below. So from what I'm hearing and what I'm reading and seeing, if you do more of an organic call to action where you're asking your audience to provide more relevant content to it, not just doing the like, share, comment, that kind of stuff, it seems like they're going to be suppressing and they're going to be continuing to show people more of the content that has more organic calls to action, such as, what are your thoughts? What are your biggest takeaways? Share additional stuff. That is where they want the conversation going, not just the typical like, comment, share call to action. So that's the second thing. Now, the third and final thing has to do with short form video on LinkedIn. Now, I talked about this in a training and an episode a few weeks, maybe a month or two back, that LinkedIn rolled out a new feature called the video only feed. So a lot of people can now see this on the mobile app. If you open up the mobile app, you're going to see a little video with a little play button. That is the video only feed. So much like Instagram, Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, it's basically just a scroll feed for just video content. And this is where LinkedIn is encouraging creators to produce 30-second to 59-second, up to 2-minute short form educational and information-based video content, vertical, much like you would see on YouTube Shorts, Facebook and Instagram Reels, and TikTok. They want that. And they want it LinkedIn focused, meaning they want content that is educational and information based. But what LinkedIn is starting to see is that the creator laziness is starting to take place. So LinkedIn creators that have already and have been creating LinkedIn educational and information based content that is business professional, industry updates, they're doing fine. It's the people that are on LinkedIn that have maybe been doing TikToks and Reels and YouTube Shorts prior that are more entertainment based type of video content, and they're just basically repurposing it. And LinkedIn doesn't want that type of video content on there. They don't want the TikTok dances. They don't want the dubbed audio. They don't want any of that on the platform. They want short form video, 30 to 59 seconds, but they want to make sure that it's on brand within LinkedIn. So business education, business information, business tips, industry updates, industry trends that relate to the business world. So you're going to see LinkedIn starting to prioritize short form LinkedIn relevant videos and not just people that are posting Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts that they've posted on the other platforms and just dropping them onto LinkedIn. So again, LinkedIn audio rooms are going away. Posts with selling and pitching or forced engagement, call to actions are being suppressed, not shown more. They're being shown less. And LinkedIn is prioritizing short form LinkedIn relevant videos, not just repurposed short form videos from the other social platforms. And before we sign off, remember, if you're watching on social, you want to take my LinkedIn scorecard assessment, just type the word scorecard in the comments. If you're listening on the podcast, all you have to do is go to the description of the episode and you can download it right from there by clicking on the link. So everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's training. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next. Thank you so much for checking out today's episode. If you could, please support this podcast by hopping over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any place that you're listening to this. Leave us a rating and review. Let us know what you loved most and what you would like to hear more of. But also, if you would like to learn how to take your business to the next level, whether it's using LinkedIn or working directly with myself and Nancy in our intimate group coaching programs, you can head over to www.thetimetogrow.com or scottaaron.net to learn more. Thank you again for your support, love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you soon.